Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? We have a special guest with us here today. They're very special guests, good past clients of mine. I'm very excited to have over here Tony and Raul. Past clients we sold property together. We purchased property together, we sold property together, and we purchased property again. Thank you everybody for showing up today and joining it here at the PowerCast Team Powerhouse podcast. It is Tuesday. Today is the 3rd of August. I can't believe it's August already. This is Tony, this is Raul, and thank you for joining us here today again. A lot of great things to share with you today. We have a drawing for the cigar raffle that we had Ian Foster from the Vanguard Cigar Club in Brantford. He gave us an opportunity to give away a 1-year membership, by the way, to you guys who have been amazing listeners and watchers. And I'm very excited to share with you at the end of the show. We have a first prize, and Ian actually offered a second prize to everybody to let's just say make an amazing splash for you all in gifts. And at the end of the show, of course, we're going to do a special gift for a tumbler for all of you guys who have been following us along here on social media. Make sure to follow us again on our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, go to Team Powerhouse Real Estate, hit subscribe, please, and follow us there. We also have Instagram Live. We have Facebook, we have Twitch. Please follow us on our social media outlets over here. Having some fun. All right, so Tony and Raul, thank you so much for joining me here today. Very excited to have you. We did a lot of exciting things in the last 10 years, and here we are today to talk about what you guys have gone through in their experience. All right, so how do we meet, by the way, Tony?
Well, we met about 10 years ago through one of my good friends, Dave Grant, that he went to college with.
Yeah,
so
good
that
buddy.
was cool. So
Yes.
10 years ago, I was ready to purchase a house, and he recommended you. So ever since then, it's been great. And first time, second time around was even better.
Awesome. I appreciate it. We had purchased a house in Manchester, Connecticut.
Yep.
This beautiful ranch home. It was a first-time buyer. Was it a 3-bedroom?
Yep, it was a 3-bedroom. It was my first home that I purchased. It was a nice house. Everybody loved it, and the process starting there was good in Manchester, but we needed to move on.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how, 10 years ago, the market was much different than it is today. And as you guys know, today's market is crazy. We'll get into that. They went through this process of you're buying a house. But 10 years ago, we're talking about 2011. Is that about right?
Yeah, 2011. Back then it was so much easier because there was so much inventory out there, and I was a first-time home buyer. And, you have those nerves where it's just like, can I afford it? What I'm getting myself into? But with your guidance, the whole process was streamless, and, we found the house.
Well, back then there was a lot more inventory, like you mentioned. It was a lot easier because when you make an offer on a house, first we look at houses, right? And you look at a house, you could have time to think about things, right?
Exactly.
So maybe you saw a house, probably saw, I don't know, 20, 30 homes, right?
Yep.
And there were a couple of homes you did like that you had interest in. And then you decided you wanted to make an offer on a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within, let's say, 2 or 3 days, you made an offer on a house. We negotiated, got under contract.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and easy, smooth, less stressful.
Exactly.
Good process, right? 10 years later, you call me up and say, hey, Dave, I met this amazing guy over here in my life. We're ready to take the next step in our future. We're ready to sell, and I want you to come back to the house and talk about the value of our house over here, right? And I was super excited. I come to your house, and what happened? I walk in. What's the first thing I do?
Well, it was funny. It was a lot easier 10 years ago because just looking at houses, there was so much out there, and like you said, you could just kind of sit back, relax, look at the inventory. Do I want this house? Do I want that house? And it was so much easier. But now we were looking for our forever home together.
Yes.
So we wanted a bigger house that had a garage, had gas, for cooking and heat, and just we got the double the size of the house, but we had to move like right away.
But let's talk about the fact that I walked in your house, right? So I walk in your house, and what do I say to you? Hey guys, we need to make some changes, right? I'm walking through your house with you, and what did I say to you? There were some things you weren't expecting me to say, hey, we need to make some changes in this house, right? So what kind of changes did we make over here?
It's funny because, you think that we had a really good house with the house that we sold. Everything was nice and clean, and to our liking, we customized it. But, you have to consider other people's ideas and visions of what they want for the house. So, we didn't have to do too much work with the house to prep, but, there is prep work that you have to do. And, we just kind of painted the whole house with neutral colors. We finished the hardwood floors to really make those pop.
What colors? First of all, when I walked in, I said, okay, we need to paint, right?
Yep.
And
That was the first thing you said.
Right.
So like, looking around, you got to paint.
You got to paint, right? And you're like, but I love my colors in my house, right? And so I said to you, okay, but what colors do we have to paint the house?
Neutral.
Neutral gray.
Gray colors, right? Gray
Yep.
colors in the house. That's what the buyers want to see today. They want to see gray. Gray walls, white trim.
Yep.
So what do? We get a nice painter in the house. He goes in there, makes it look beautiful. Great.
Yeah.
How about the kitchen? We changed the kitchen up a little bit too, right? You actually surprised me because the cabinets were what color before?
They're white.
They were white before. Okay, so do they paint?
Yeah, but they were kind of dull, so they kind of needed to
A little
be freshened up a
Yep.
little.
So you freshen up the
Exactly.
cabinets, right?
Yep.
And then you guys redid the floors.
Yep.
The hardwood floors.
Floors came out fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now I come back to the house, I'm like, everything looks perfect. We're ready to go. Bring the photographer, bring the videographer, who, by the way, we're gonna have a little bit of a exciting show with her too. She's amazing. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll tell you a little about her because she's so good that I want to share with everybody who she is. But we'll get back to that in a second. So Nikki, let's just say that when Nikki comes in, she's amazing, right? She comes in, she photographs this house, does an amazing video, right?
Oh yeah.
We get your house on the market. Let's talk about this. So what do I tell you? We get the house on the market. What's going to happen next?
Well,
Where do you have to be?
it was
GTFO.
GTFO. Hold on, GTFO. What does GTFO mean? Get the out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How long do you go away for? A couple days.
Yeah, a couple days.
You go away for a couple days, and what happens? I say to you, listen, we're going to have offers in the house. I need to make sure that the buyers can get in there with no problems. Because if you're in the house, if you're living in the house, it makes it very difficult to show the house, right?
Oh yeah.
And when you're living in a house, it's very difficult to in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, right? So in and out is very difficult when it comes to the buyers need to get in. And how many by the way, 2 days in the market. How many showings do we have?
Well, it was so beneficial that we were out of the house because we listed it on a Monday morning, and within a day we had at least 20 or 30 showings. And the second day, the same was true for that 20 or 30 showings. So we didn't want to get in the way of anybody.
I think we had about 50 showings in your house in 2 days. Is that right?
Yeah.
I call you up and I say, hey guys, we got a lot of offers here. 3 days later, how many offers do you have in your house?
It was close to 25, 30 offers.
Yeah.
Within 2 days, we had to take the house off the market because there was so much buzz and activity, and it was just crazy. So you really need to be out of the house and just let it work.
You gotta be prepared to, when they tell you you gotta get out, you gotta get out.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if I had to call you every time, every 15 minutes, every hour, every 2 hours to say we have another showing. We had showings every 15 minutes on your home, right? Now, this was Manchester, Connecticut, everybody. And I want to tell you that in Connecticut as a whole, it doesn't matter where you live. If you're looking to sell, Manchester, Ellington, Hartford, Newington, Rocky Hill, Brantford, the Shoreline, Woodbridge, Orange, I don't care where you live, Shelton, Stratford, it doesn't matter. The market is crazy. You live in Waterbury, Meriden, you want to sell? Let us know. We're going to make it happen. It's all about advertising your house, pricing it correctly, and making sure the home looks ready to sell, right?
Yeah.
So you guys get your house ready to sell. We have a tremendous amount of showings.
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, we have about 30 offers. 30 offers, and the 30 offers we have, how high did we go? We were listed at what price?
We listed the house at 175, and the highest offer that came in was, I think it was 232 or 235. We got.
That's over $50,000 over asking price. Let me tell you something. When you're going to be a buyer today, you have to understand your competition. When you understand your competition, you know how to react. When you know how to react, you know how to proceed and make the best opportunity for yourself as a buyer. You're looking at these offers, and what are you doing? You're trying to figure out which offer do I accept,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, especially with everything happened so quick because, you listed the house understanding that the market was pretty hot during the pandemic, but we listed it in January, and my opinion was it was going to kind of sit from, being the dead of winter. But no matter when you decide to put your house up, you got to get ready to be, bam, it's going to go like that.
2 days, we have to make an offer in 2 days,
Yeah.
48 hours.
Yep.
Make an
Some
exception.
exception on
Yep,
the
right.
offers, yeah.
Make an exception on an offer.
We
in
had
2
so
days.
many. It was crazy.
And so you decide, you're looking at these offers, right? And you're looking at offers on the table. How do you figure out which offer to take, right? Is it based on the purchase price? The best offer comes in. Is that the first thing you choose? Is it based on the conditions of the offer? Is it based on the amount of money they're putting down? Is it about what lender they're using? Is it about when they can close? These are all different facets of this information that these guys have to go through. And it's an emotional conundrum in your brain that's going on over here with what to do.
It is overwhelming,
It's-
but with your guidance, it's very helpful because
Thank you
we
so
didn't even
much.
take that first offer that was higher. You know, some people might think, oh yeah, cha-ching, I'm going to take the highest offer. But like Dave says, you have to kind of take everything into consideration.
So taking things into consideration, right? We looked at the timelines. We looked at what was one of the biggest factors you guys considered in talking about things together over here about who to choose for an offer. What were some of the things that you kind of made you realize or think about? Do you remember? And if you don't remember, it's
Lender.
okay. What was that?
The lender.
The lender, right? So we talked about the lender. So have we heard this lender before, right? That's an important factor. If you're using a no-lane lender, is the seller going to be comfortable taking that offer? I will tell you as a buyer very simply, go with a lender that your agent's going to recommend, somebody that's probably a local person, a mortgage broker that is going to be somebody that you know and trust. You're going to read reviews about them as well, by the way. Reviews are everything in this business. Secondly, so you got the lender picked out. We see somebody we've recognized before. We've known, we heard their name, their company, right? What else we look into?
Just throughout the whole process, you know, why stress and, you know, try and find your own person to, you know, represent you as, you know, for a lawyer, for a broker, you know, you have awesome recommendations, multiple, you know, somebody that might be close to you, you know, just to have that network of relationship to make the whole process and less stressful for you. You know, that I did it with the first house. We did it for the second house to, you know, just kind of go through the whole process and your whole team, everybody who was involved with your partnerships, everything's phenomenal.
I appreciate that very much. You know what? Again, so going back into this conversation of who to use, what we're doing. So just for a second, let's go back to the whole negotiations. We're jumping over it, and I'm happy you mentioned that. By the way, it's very good you mentioned it about who to use and what people to use in your process. So we go, we get an offer. We have a lender. We have conditions on the mortgage that they're asking about, how much money they're putting down, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much, when do they want to close? Because now here's the thing: you're selling and buying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're selling and buying, going, okay, oh my gosh, how am I going to figure this out? I got to sell, I got to buy, and I want to make sure that I'm able to sell and buy at the same time and not have chaos go on for myself and also the clients who are buying my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we accept an offer, subject to what? Us finding suitable housing. So you're selling a house, you're not going to be under duress. The sellers, you, the seller, know that you have to find a house. The buyers have to understand that you have to buy a house. So when you list your house for sale, it's very important to make sure that people understand and know that you're also looking for a house to buy, right? And looking for a house to buy, you need to make sure that you have these different characteristics that you're looking for. So in buying your future, your final home, right? What are some of the features you want in the home? Bedrooms, bathrooms, how the house looked inside, garage space, right? Location.
Yeah.
Bro, tell me more about what you guys are thinking about in buying a house.
Well, I mean, the house that we have is great, but it was just too tiny after,
Yes.
you know, we outgrew it. So we were really looking at like taller ceilings, you know, a house that was closer to home, or to both our work, because, you know,
Yes.
we're in Manchester and we both, you know, work in Southington and Middletown, so that was kind of difficult. The location, you know, we wanted just a quieter place. The bathrooms, because we only had one bathroom before, and the pool, if we could find one.
A pool. Now, it's funny you mentioned pool. The pandemic changed the whole way things were going across over here with the pool situation. Buyers used to not want pools. Buyers would say, pool not so important to me. What happened was during the pandemic, the pool situation changed the whole game in real estate. If your house has a pool, especially today and before, your house is now worth more money than it was before, right?
Yeah.
These guys wanted a pool. And the fact that we were looking for a house with a pool made it even more selective,
Yeah.
right? And we found a house with a pool. And we found a house with a pool that had the bathroom space, the bedroom space, the location space based on where your work situation is. Most buyers want to be within 30 minutes of home from work, right? That's fair and reasonable. Today in New York, buyers' average timeline of driving is an hour to an hour and 20 minutes. Can you imagine? An hour? That's a daily. If you live in the city, by the way, your average commute time is an hour to go from work to home, and that's working in New York. Want to buy a house in Connecticut, their same commute time right away over there, maybe another 15, 20 minutes, but they own their own property. So that's why the New York buyers and jumping to New York buyers over here is coming to Connecticut over here. So now you're buying a house. We're looking at all these different factors, features of a house, things that are important to you in buying a house, bedrooms, bathrooms, location, the fact that you want to looking for a pool, right? If you're selling a house, you want to sell a house, you have a pool. Pool time is right now. Get your house in the market. All right, go back to the we got here. I'm sorry. The pool thing was phenomenal. So we find this house in Southington.
It was a good time.
It was an amazing find.
Well, so surprisingly,
With
we
your
weren't
house.
even looking at Southington. That was the one place that we weren't looking at.
Who suggested Southington?
You did.
From the beginning, but we didn't include that in our
I don't know
area
why.
search.
I don't know
But
why.
we're very happy we chose Sellington, and we wouldn't have found this house, this amazing house, without the help from you.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that very much. So talk about more of this house. We go and we find this house. Who's excited? We're all pretty excited, right?
I think you were more excited.
I was super excited because why was I excited? I knew when walking into this house, you open the door and you go, okay, this is going to be a great
It was like
house.
listed that same day or something. It was.
It
like-
was the same
it
day.
was-
Remember, we're at the restaurant looking at properties, and
And we're like,
it
oh,
just
this one
came
just
up, and
opened up. Yeah.
you called the realtor right away, and let's go see it, and boom.
That's actually a good, so a very good point you make. By the way, so when I take you guys out for showing properties, we go out for lunch. Maybe we have a drink. Maybe we hang out a little bit, talk, right? Because we just fill downtime while you're looking for houses.
Yeah.
But more importantly, a house popped up on the market.
Like that.
And what did I say to you? Let's go look at it. Let's get in there.
Yeah, what does it hurt?
We get into this house. We see it. What happens?
Yeah.
He was checking all the
It
boxes.
had everything that we were looking
Checking all the
for.
boxes, little by little.
Checking all the boxes, feeling right. And now we're in a bidding war. Why? It just came in the market.
Exactly. Because
So-
we did look at one house, that first house that we made an offer on, and right away we knew it was going to turn into a bidding war. So the second house that we fell in love with and found, we actually offered a little more
We
because
were more prepared.
we
this
knew
time
how
because
the
we
market
knew-
is today, where you
Right.
have to be aggressive. You can't have the attitude where, oh, well, maybe I can get, 10,000 off the asking price or something like that.
Not in this
Like
market.
10 years ago, when, we negotiated the house that we sold. So it's definitely a market that you have to be serious and
Let's
go in
go.
there.
We jumped subjects over here. We jumped subjects because it was our first house we did make an offer on, right? And the first house we made an offer on that we actually didn't get. How did you feel when you didn't get your first house? We made an offer. It was a good offer. I think we offered asking price. Am I close? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
We offered asking price in the house.
Not good enough.
Not good enough. You didn't get the house.
But we felt a little defeated, but sure, you kind of look at things and, okay, this could be my house, and have so much emotion where you're like so excited, but don't let that get to you. There's plenty of houses that you're going to fall in love with and just make your home.
Well, in this market, there aren't plenty of homes,
That's true.
but you have to get back and regroup,
Oh yeah,
right?
you can't let it get to
When
you.
you came back to your second house over here, we came back to our second house. The second time making an offer, you guys came in gangbusters.
Oh yeah,
Your offer wasn't asking price. Your offer was well above asking price.
it was.
You knew that you were not going to lose this house.
Exactly.
You knew how important this house was to you.
Yep.
And when you made this offer in this house, you had every intent to get this house. And guess what? We got a signed contract.
Mhm.
And now we have the home of our dreams. And
Definitely.
having the home of our dreams, we are in such an amazing place, right? So we have to go through the inspection, right? And during the inspection, we have what? Things that come up, right?
Mhm.
And with things that come up, we have negotiations, right?
Exactly.
And we got some the seller to do some things and that has to need to be done. Bro, you're a pretty handy guy. You are Mr. Fix-It, I'll call you, because when it came to selling your house, you were on top of everything.
Yeah.
Right? You definitely know what you're doing. And when you walked into that second house, what did you saw?
There were, the structure, the bones of the house were great. There was just, cosmetic stuff that I knew I could fix. So, I wasn't gonna nitpick about that because, to me, it was easy. But we redid the bathroom in the old house and now I come into this house and now I have to start all over again with an older bathroom.
Yeah.
But
But it's making it our own.
yeah, but
That's
it's
what you
it's
gotta look
making it
at.
your own. So, and I love doing those things because that's when the house becomes your house. Our house together.
Absolutely. And you know what? Most people, when they buy a house, they still need to paint, right? You still want to make it your own, just like Raul said. And you want to make sure that you're looking at a house that is going to be something where you have a chance to make the changes, little changes sometimes, not big changes, that are personal. And then the personal changes you make a huge difference on how you feel later on, right? In that house over there. So we got our second house. We had an amazing experience doing that.
Does having the space for a pool, and I assume not necessarily having a pool itself, does that affect property value?
If you have space in your backyard that allows you to put a pool in, let me tell you something. It is absolutely valuable. But yes, having a space in your back, I actually have clients right now that just went to contract. And one of the most important things to them was having a backyard either with a pool or space for a pool. And that made the difference in them buying this house. So Pat, thank you for asking that question. It's a very good question you asked. Space of a backyard makes a huge difference, and it helps in value of the property and the buyer's opportunity to put a pool inside. Great question, Pat. If you guys have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us through Instagram, through Facebook, through Twitch, through YouTube. But I think Facebook and Instagram are much easier to reach out to us and questions and that kind of stuff. So please do that. Thank you, Pat, again. So going back to you guys over here, we get qualified for a mortgage. The lender loves what you guys look like on paper. You get all your documents over to them. We get qualified. That's an important factor about buying a house. Get qualified, make an offer, get accepted. And today, now we're homeowners, right?
Yep.
You just bought a house. For the last 30 days, you've been working on your house, right? Tell me some things you've been doing since you bought your house.
Well, we've been actually working on the backyard because it's nice out. So we figured, if we're gonna do anything inside, we can save that for colder weather. And then, while it's nice out, just try to get the deck area fixed, the pool around the pool, just updating it.
Outside landscaping.
How have you guys been finding people to find work for yourselves? What kind of elements have you been using? Like, for example, I recommend people to you. Have you guys gone to Facebook? Where are you?
Yeah, local. We try to find local, and usually we get a number of quotes first, and then we kind of just try to decide that.
For things that we can't do.
Facebook has the community forum. Every town has one. It's a great place to look for contractors. And by doing that, you actually will hear from people in your local community that have worked with people. And it's a great place to kind of look for people and the reviews. Reviews are everything when it comes to your experience in working with somebody, right? So
I was found on the forum.
What's that?
I was found on the community forum.
I found Jonathan, exactly right. As a matter of fact, I put an ad out there for, you got a question here. Okay.
Yeah,
I put an ad out there for somebody looking for a social media manager over here, and that's how I found Jonathan over here.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, his sister saw my post. I put several posts out there. I interviewed many people. And when I was interviewing people, it was very difficult because you know what? You meet with people, and you want to make sure you find the right person.
Oh yeah.
And the community forum was another great place for me to find Jonathan over here. So definitely using those kind of resources, etc.
Yeah,
All
there's
right.
a lot of resources online, but there's been plenty of recommendations that you've given too for different contracting needs. Things that we couldn't do. We always run it by you, and you always have somebody in your list that you can recommend too, which is great.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. My job is to always make sure that my clients have the right people that I've worked with before to help take care of you, right? I want to make sure that you as buyers, you as sellers, always have people that I know and trust to help you out. If I don't know somebody, I don't know somebody, but it's likely that I'm going to know somebody for you, right? And it's good because you have a source of trust, right? And that trust is everything for you guys when it comes to fixing your house up. All right, so I know we have a couple minutes left in the show, and a couple of things we want to do over here, as we always do. Again, Raul, Tony, buyers and sellers, 10 years of business together.
Yep.
Bought a house together, sold a house together, bought a house together, an amazing house in Southington. Sold
With an amazing realtor, number one.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. Let's talk about a couple of drawings we have going on today. All right, so we have the Vanguard Cigar Club. Ian Foster, an amazing guy we had last week on the podcast. If you missed it, definitely check it out. The Vanguard Cigar Club is an exclusive club. It is something that you've got to check out if you enjoy a cigar, a drink, a relaxing time for yourself. This is everything, honest to God. It's something that you definitely get very excited. And we actually had about 220 people, and it's still going right now, interested in this drawing. There were so many people that I couldn't even put them on the spinner wheel that we had to hit the drawing before we came here live. So we have two winners. Actually, Ian offered a second place winner. We had so many people coming in for this drawing. So we have a first place and a second place drawing. So I'm going to share with you today the first place winner of this Vanguard Cigar Club 1-year membership, which, by the way, comes with cigars. So this first place winner is Steve Vervrek. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Steve Vervrek, I hope you're listening and I hope you're watching. And if you are, we're also going to make sure we message you on Instagram because you mentioned yourself over there and message us over there. We're going to send you the fact that you won. So Steve, on Instagram right now, Jonathan's going to message you, letting you know you won the first prize, which I'm very excited for you. You're going to be so excited. And I know you're a cigar guy because I saw actually some of your posts about cigars, and I think you're going to be blown away by this place. The second place winner is Jamie Jimenez. Jamie, you won second place. And in second place, you're going to get a box of cigars from Ian, selectively picked from him. So I want to congratulate you, Jamie, on this beautiful, amazing gift, both of you, for this amazing opportunity. Guys, by the way, now you guys smoke cigars. Vanguard Cigar Club. It's in Brantford. It's everything. It's, what do they call that, by the way, where you have that club that is exclusive and it's very posh? Jonathan, help me with the name of the what's it called?
A speakeasy.
It is
from like the 1920s.
It is set up like a speakeasy, right? And I actually, when Ian was sitting here last week, we talked about the speakeasy. You get to actually bring your own alcohol to this place. They have an opportunity where you can get a locker there. It is phenomenal. And let's not forget Heather Knotts with these beautiful tumblers. And what we're going to do now is we're going to run our second prize
We
over
have
here.
2 prizes today coming out.
Actually, a third prize. We have first and second over
First,
here.
second, and then tumbler.
We have a tumbler giveaway for our lucky winner. I hope you guys are listening and watching, getting excited over here. So Jonathan's going to help me out over here with getting the spinning wheel for finding out who our third winner is. Our first winner for the tumbler is going to be, and our third winner of the day. Let's see, Jonathan, you get that up and running for me over here.
Yes,
we are. People can watch. You're on the list over there. If you haven't been on the list, please make sure to subscribe. Well, before you do this,
I see a row on the list, actually.
you got to subscribe over here, by the way. We're almost on the list. You got to subscribe to our Instagram. Please, if you're watching it, subscribe to Instagram, Team Powerhouse. Team Powerhouse on Instagram.
Actually, it's Team Powerhouse. It's Team Powerhouse Real Estate on Instagram.
Team Powerhouse Real Estate Instagram. You got Team Powerhouse Sells on TikTok. Please follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok needs some love.
We need some love on TikTok. We're posting videos of properties. We're going to have some more fun things come out there.
Posted a video of you guys doing a podcast too.
Oh, I appreciate that, Jonathan. And we're also on YouTube. Please subscribe to YouTube. Our channel is on Team Powerhouse Real Estate. Hit subscribe. We look forward to seeing you.
You've been doing really good at that, so keep it up.
Keep it up, guys.
We're at 44. Let's try to get to 50 by the end of this week.
I love it. Beautiful.
All right. Shall we spin the wheel?
Let's spin the wheel. Who is our lucky winner this week for this beautiful tumbler?
Watch it be Raul. If it is, we promise it's not rigged.
Jennifer. Crowley. Jen Crowley, you are the winner of the tumbler. And it's so funny because Jennifer Crowley is going to be one of our guests the next couple of weeks, probably about a month from now.
You sure it's not rigged?
She's an amazing person, Jen Crowley. I'm so excited for you, Jen. you win this beautiful tumbler. And these guys, of course, have tumblers now. When you're a guest on our show, you get a tumbler. If you're a local business and you want to be featured on this podcast, there's about 5,000 people are watching roughly, okay? If you want to be featured on this podcast, please reach out to me. Let me know that you want to be on the podcast. Let's talk about your business. Let's help you out. Let's make you and your business successful, and let's help get more people to know who you are. Thank you so much, Tony, Raul. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you for
It
having us.
was awesome to have you guys here.
Thanks for everything.
Buyers, sellers, and buyers again.
Yeah.
And this is 2021. Whew, what a year, huh?
Crazy
What an
year.
amazing time we had. It was
Definitely,
awesome.
for sure.
I agree. I appreciate you guys very much over here.
So Dave, who's coming on the show next? Tell us about that.
Next week, thank you for asking, Jonathan. We have a team. It's an inspection team. Their names are Melanie and Marco Moreno, the Pillow to Post team. They're very excited to be sharing their space over here with you guys, talking about inspections, what it's about, and I'll leave it at that. There's much more to find out. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great week, guys. Thank you so much.
See ya.